Hello there. So today we are taking a look at automatic melee, but with one card in particular making a big difference to how you play. So let's get into it. Now, automatic melee, like your chainsaw and auto axe, is ridiculously strong. That's already known. You know, you just go vampires, don't worry, you're going to be destroying your enemies. Go anti-armor or bloodied for even more insane damage output. But ever thought of using it in VATS? Now, melee and VATS is not exactly something that, usually goes together, but one legendary card in particular with the automatic melee weapons can create quite an explosive combination, which I've been having fun with recently. And that card is, of course, Hack and Slash, the good old Deathclaw with Grognak's axe. But more importantly, maxed out, you get the 50% chance to deal AoE explosions upon VATS hits in melee. Now, what do automatic melee weapons do very well in particular? Well, they hit a lot very fast, which means the chance to proc a lot of explosions becomes very easy, and because stuff like the chainsaw is very strong already, the enemy is getting destroyed, and the AoE explosions are helping take out everything around you as well, or at least dealing damage and getting procs on enemies in the near vicinity. This creates quite the fun explosive situation where everything is exploding and you can't see anything but spam the VATS button and it shall guide thee. Now, stuff like the chainsaw is not the cheapest in VATS, but because you only need a little rev of the chainsaw and the enemy is dead, it's not too much of a problem. Also, going for rolls with VATS AP costs reduced or VATS return on a kill is going to be great for this sort of setup. Again, vampires is always a great choice. The one I was using here was just a vampires with 25% damage while standing still and 1 strength, so not a VATS roll by any means, but I wasn't having that much of an issue. But you can go with the ones, like I was saying, that 25% less VATS action point cost, VATS criticals if you want to go that route, or that AP back on kill. So there are other rolls that can come in more handy in this setup, and I didn't have too much of an issue with my AP. In boss fights, that would be a bit different, and that's where those other rolls would then come in handy. So having that 25% reduced AP, and then one that grants you AP on kill with all the enemies running around in the boss fights. You got all the Wendigos with Earl and stuff, so it can be done there. But there are also other choices as well. The recently patched Mr. Handy Buzzblade is cheaper in VATS, for example, so you've got options: the chainsaw, the auto axe, the Buzzblade, the Ripper, the Drill. There's quite a few, so if you want to go full health, if you want to go bloodied, unyielding, in non-power armor or power armor, you can take it in a few ways. I went the power armor route here just because you can leverage stuff like Power Sprinter over in Legendary, Kinetic Dynamo on your chest piece, which gives you your AP back when you're being attacked, Optimized Braces on your arms. I also chuck in other things like Full Charge and Power User for my fusion cores, so it's quite a nice quality of life route to take. Now, if you were wondering, Demo Expert and Grenadier do not affect the Hack and Slash AoE, so don't waste your points on those. It would be great if they did affect it, but it doesn't. So anyway, super fun and super strong to use, and something a bit different. Plus, you can leave everyone around you confused as to why you're just randomly exploding everywhere you go with a chainsaw. But from your bigger enemies like your behemoths and your deathclaws, they're all getting destroyed at the end of the day. It's still a chainsaw build, so it's gonna be strong. Make your way through those regular areas like West Tech with no problem. Also in spots like the golf club or anywhere, if you can get the enemies to bunch up, then you can really take advantage of that AoE explosion, because you just need to target the one to start setting things off. But we'll just gather a few of them here and then target one of them. Okay, clearly that one doesn't want to be targeted. How about you? And there we go. So yeah, the AoE, especially when there's large groups of enemies bunched up, can really start taking out a lot of them at once. So in spots like the golf club or at events when there's a lot of Wendigos around Earl, or just in a lot of events really, as long as the enemies are close enough together, then you will be proccing those explosions on them. That's why it would be nice if Grenadier could work with it, because it would just increase that area and you wouldn't have to get them to bunch up as much. It's still really fun and really useful. And let's just do this. There we go. Yeah. So yeah, can really start taking out a lot at once, especially on your weaker enemies like this. But just taking a quick look at the build, over in Legendary, of course, we have that Hack and Slash and Power Sprinter, which I really like because it saves you on your action point costs, especially when only when you're in your power armor. Incisor, most important over in Strength. Glow Sight I chucked on just because why not. Tenderizer, Nerd Rage, Adrenaline, Bloody Mess for more additional damage sources. Like I said in my previous videos, I don't really bother with the Slugger perks or anything like that. So, just Go quality of life if you want, just make sure you got Incisor on. But let me know if you use this perk card, what do you run it with, and hey, if you enjoyed, then do me a favor, hit that like and subscribe button, stick around for more Fallout content. As always, a massive thank you to the channel members for their support, but for now, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.